A reminder that love is the most important thing in life. Another water feature. I'm noticing the branches of the blue atlas cedar, weeping cedar, are moving in the wind, just catching a little bit of the wind. And over there you see the trunk of this cedar. Here is another plant that is being trained in a weeping form. Where will it be in 30 years? Right in the middle there, you see some purple loose stripe, which is an invasive plant, but David keeps them in pots. They are in pots with the bottom that has been cut out. They tend to be invasive around wetlands, but they bloom for a long time, about 6 or 7 feet tall at the top, and it's safely kept in a pot. Here you see the play of light with the golden Canopy cypress. Something I didn't notice before, but we have a bridge, but no water, but what we have is a dry riverbed. As before, we have a theme here with music and the waterfall and the dancing frogs. Lots of frogs. We have a relaxing frog, another relaxing frog, and some frogs that seem unhappy with what's going on. Here we have a path of stone as we enter the garden again. Beautifully pruned Canopy cypress. And the path leads to a round stone, which is a great way to make a turn. Crepe myrtles providing a lot of color this time of year. On the edge of this path looks like a weeping juniper. Select pines. Nandina, a low-growing nandina. lavender, and another conifer. Several pots here create an edge and boundary to the garden. The sun has come back out, so it just invites us back in to see the play of light. Even on this arborvitae, catches the light at an angle. The walkway to the back is made of stone. Several levels of pots and raised beds. And here we are in the back. More of that purple loosestrife. About 7 feet tall. This has been in color for several months. It's about August 17 in Zone 7 outside Baltimore, and it is a beautiful, cool evening, about 77 degrees. What a beautiful place to be. Someone complained my last video was 4 minutes short, but you're supposed to pause the video and just meditate for a few minutes. I guess I was wrong. I'm trying to look at the thermometer, 75. Beautiful, cool evening. Here's more raised beds. This looks like bonsai. This is an area with many Japanese maples, hostas, liriope, tulip poplar that's been pruned back to let in more light. It's amazing how much can grow under this tulip poplar. There's another area back there that is full of hydrangeas. This is beautiful in the summer. Blue hydrangeas, white hydrangeas, Solomon seal, hostas. It's a weeping beech. Now here's a little story I can tell you about this. Here we have some pretty old tulip poplars, I believe. And then we have the Japanese maple coming out in front of it. That produces a great contrast of young and old leaf and bark. And David did something most of us might not think about. He planted the Japanese maple behind the tulip poplars, knowing that the Japanese maple would follow the light and come back out in front, thus creating this special painting. So you can see the trunk of the Japanese maple back there. And the branches came out, and they are now out in front. I bet this looks great in the fall. That's not a blue atlas cedar, that's a fir, but I don't have the name of it. This Hinoki cypress has lots of work done on it. It's had lots of work done on it. It has many, many different globes. So why don't the deer eat all these plants? There is a 6-foot-high fence running around the 2 acres, but you really cannot see it unless you look for it. I'll show it to you just to prove it. There it is. We are mostly done, but I am going to take us back to the front. The sun is setting in the west. Here we are in the front again, and with this trained blue atlas cedar. Here's another purple loosestrife, and you see it's in a pot. The pot's not very big. It's at the bottom, dug out, but it cannot send out runners or rhizomes. So it is contained. I want to show you the koi pond. So each of these pots is something of a piece of artwork. You have various statuary, rocks, plants. I like this one here. It reminds me of Chinese landscape painting, where you had these very vertical mountains and trees and plants growing. It reminds me of that Chinese Tang Dynasty landscape painting. Here you have it as well. So it's a pot that contains a painting. When you walk by, the koi think they're going to be fed, but not right now. The netting is to prevent herons from preying on the koi. And what David does in the fall, he covers this with netting, the whole pond here, so that leaves and other debris don't fall into the pond. So that's a big job to put up that netting. But it means that in the spring, the water is very clean, and he doesn't have to clean out the pond as much. The world is slowing down. It's late afternoon, evening. The sun is setting, and we get to be here in this little piece of paradise.